What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, I want to give you my review of Lifeline Expanse. This is a new product from a new company, Excite Audio, and it's a multi-effects plugin. And since I've been using it, I've really been enjoying it to help shape the tone and texture of a sound, as well as to push it forward or have it sit back in a mix. And it's also great for making things sound more lo-fi. So let's go over the controls, and then I'll show you what it sounds like. So the Lifeline Expanse has 5 effects modules that we see here: reamp, format, dirt, width, and space. And within these 5 modules, we have 4 different options for each one. All right, so reamp, this is going to be like your guitar reamping. It's got different sounds for, we got cabinet, monitors, vintage, and device, all with its own unique sounds. Format, we have degrade, resample, flatten, and washed. Dirt, this is going to be your saturation. We've got fuzz, tube, tape, rectify. And width, we got the Haas for like the Haas effects, mid-side, detune, mono, and space, which is your reverb. We got hall, plate, spring, and slap. All right, so we have very simple controls here, and these can be reordered as well. The controls for like reamping, we have age, tone. So under main, we have just simple controls here, but then we hit advanced for each one. We have even more control over how we want to shape the sound. Going across here, we have an output knob at the top for each module. We have your input and output here on the far right. You can link that as well. You have global low and high pass filters, mix knob globally, and you've got a button here that's going to turn on automatic smoothing, and then one here is going to be a built-in limiter, and then lastly you have bypass here. All right, so let's check out what this sounds like. So I've got this on a vocal pad right now, and this is without Lifeline Expanse. And this is with it. All right, so let's bypass these and let's take a look at each one and quickly go through them. So reamping, let's start with device. I'm going to turn up the mix here. All right, format. Let's start with degrade. All right, let's move on to the saturation. The dirt, we'll start with tube. All right, and width. All right, and lastly, space. We'll start with the hall. All right, so I want to show you now what I've done in this track with a Lifeline Expanse. I'm going to loop this here. And I've got a couple instances here of it. So I'm going to just highlight all these tracks, and I'm going to play this track, and I'm going to bring in and out Lifeline Expanse, and then I'm going to show you what I'm doing with each sound that I have it on. So we'll start with it out. All right, so let's solo some of these. So let's see, got this vocal pad here. We've got the drums. Got the strings. Got the bass. And lastly, we've got the piano. All right, so that's how I use Lifeline Expanse in this track. Again, I really like it for making things sound lo-fi and pushing things forward and back. The reamping section can make things sound further back, and then the saturation can really bring things forward. So, for example, the strings I was using the saturation on, and that piano you just heard I was using the reamping on. So, really nice product from a new company, and there's also a light version of this available as well. So a few things that I would like to see added to this. I would like to see dark skin, just a different skin. But most importantly, I'd like to see a solo where you can solo each module just to hear exactly what it's doing. It'd also be nice to have a button that would flip the advanced mode on for all of them at once if you like to work in the advanced mode. So there's a look at Lifeline Expanse. You can check this out at Plugin Boutique. I'll have a link in the description here. And if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, then you know what to do. All right, any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. I want to invite you to check out my podcast, the Faders Up Podcast, where we discuss pro audio and beyond. We discuss everything from recording to gear to the music business. So if you're an audio engineer, songwriter, recording artist, music producer, this podcast is for you. We recently started season 2, and we're going to have a lot of listener questions on this season, as well as some really cool guests that's lined up and giveaways as well. So if you've already subscribed and followed the podcast, thank you. If you haven't, it's available on all platforms, and I encourage you to check it out. Also, rate it and review it and let us know what you think.